Hello and welcome to Coastal Crafts. So the first video I'm doing today is going to be a magazine haul. So I always pick up a few magazines in the month. I love reading them, and I just have no self-control maybe when I go into the shops. So first one I've got to show you is Love Card Making. So I picked this one up because I'd never bought this one before. It's only issue 6, so it hasn't been out all that long, and I thought let's try it out, see if I like it. So that's the cover, just showing you some bits, and you can see the cover gift is in the picture. So this is what came free with it. Well, I'm sure it's included in the price really, but this is what came with it. There's this embossing folder which has got lots of falling flowers. It's got the die set which makes these cute little flowers. Zoom in so you can really see that. It's also got a grassy border but quite short, and it's got these stamps. So I've not yet tried the stamps out, but they'll be the usual quality that you get with a magazine. But I have tried out these dies, and I've tried out the embossing folder just on a really quick card. And you can see there's the embossing folder. How cute is that? I'll show you the whole card. How cute is that embossing folder with those little flowers? So I really like that. And so obviously I attached these bits on that were already mine. But there we go, there's the grass, and because it's quite short I had to join two together, but it's not massively noticeable. I have already got grass borders, but this one had the benefit of being nice and short. And then the flowers, so you need to cut 2 of these really and layer them on top of each other in order to get enough petals. So I was kind of just messing around with them really, so that's why they're kind of random colours, but if I did it again I'd probably go for some quite bold colours to look really cute. And then I just added a bit of one of those, what they called, the Nouveau drop things on there, I think because I had maybe made a mark or something. I'm sure there was some reason behind it. Yeah, so that's just a really quick little card I did with that, because mainly because I wanted to try the dies out and I wanted to try the embossing folder out and see what it was like. So that's what you get with it, and it says 16 digital papers, but I know a lot of people do digital papers. Personally I think the cost of buying new ink sort of outweighs and the effort of printing it out. I'd rather go and buy it. But there we go, it's my own personal opinion, and different people have different things. So like the other magazines, you get a little bit about new products. I really like that, and I like that in all the magazines, and different ideas that you can use. I think some of these are using some of the digital papers, and see I really like how they're nice bold colours, so that's what I'm going to have a go at next. So it gives you ideas what you can do with the stamps and dies you've got. It's on about partial die cutting. Some cards that people sent in. These ones are quite nice. These are some kind of mixed media cards. So they're quite cute. I always think they're more inspiration than something that I'd actually sort of necessarily copy. More ideas for using the free gifts. Just some different techniques. That was quite cool. They were showing this one. I thought, oh, that's so actually paper pieced. All these little bits of writing. Let me show you. And it turns out that they've used a stamp that does that. Look how authentic that is. Which is, actually it doesn't show you a picture of it. It's called Darkroom Door Torn Text Background Stamp. Never heard of Darkroom Door, but I might have to look into it because that's quite cool, isn't it? Yeah, so lots of other bits and pieces. So pretty similar to all the other magazines that we get here in England. But quite like the cover gift, and I always like these magazines anyway. Shows you what you get next week is, not next week, next month, which would be, I suppose this is probably the July issue, this will be the August issue. And I was like, oh, I was quite tempted by that because I do love sewing as a theme. I used to collect a lot of vintage sewing items and do a lot of sewing. I don't do as much sewing anymore, but I do still like it. So I liked that die set and the stamps, but I've already got an embossing folder pretty much identical to that. But there you go. So that is what's it called? Love Card Making, which is £6.99 here in the UK. So outrageously expensive, really, but they get you in the supermarkets, don't they? Well, I sort of lost the will to live. Okay, and this is the magazine that I always get sent to me on the subscription because it's probably my favourite of all the ones. I tried a few out and this one turned out to be my favourite. Issue 179, and that came with this free gift, and I sort of played around with it a bit, so it's been kind of moved, but it has this die. I've got some of that post-it note tape that I use to hold it in the right place, which you can either cut as a bit of a border or you can cut it out using the extra cutting line, which will cut it as a, you know, as a single entity there. And then you get these stamps, which I will bring in so you can have a closer look. So they're quite cute. Initially I thought, oh, if I stamp those out in black, they're just going to look really heavily black. And then I looked through the magazine and I saw that people were stamping them in coloured ink, which obviously makes it look much better. And here is what I had a go at. So you can see how these flowers are stamped in coloured ink. You don't even need to colour them in. I had a go at trying to colour them in, but they actually look better just stamped in coloured ink, and that's really, I thought, was actually really nice. And I just cut it out with a bit of a white border. And then this is the border die. So you can see how it kind of cuts. So it cuts into it, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't cut it off. And I quite like that. It's a bit different. I'll probably try that again, but having a better background. That was just a stencil background, so I'd like to try it in actually coloured card. But yeah, quite happy with how that card came out. And just have a quick flick through so you can have a look and see. So as per the other one, new products and things, how you can use the die and the stamps. See, this is where I was kind of like, oh, that looks a lot better when you stamp it in a colour than in black. I'm so used to stamping in black. It's just that sort of go-to thing. And what's here? Some more kind of three-dimensional projects. I feel like I'm getting cold, but it's probably hay fever. I get really bad hay fever. A bit of a nightmare. Bouquet of roses. So that's using, they take like one stamp set and use it a lot. I don't know if that's necessarily my kind of stamp set, because you kind of, the colours of the flowers would be so small it'd be hard to get any decent colouring for me. I'm not very talented in that way. So lots of other nice ideas, and how pretty are those? I'm not quite sure how they achieved that. Beside the seaside, that's showing one of those the new Hunky Dory collection. I love anything seaside related, so I'm kind of there thinking, oh, do I need that? Do I need that box? Probably not, but now I kind of want it. Cute things with fairies. Is that those? Yeah, those Lavinia stamps. Don't own any of those. If any of you own any of them, but they always look really nice. Yep, and those are the digital stamps that you get with them. And I've downloaded some of them before and actually really like them because you can resize them. But I don't, like, it's a bit of I find it a bit of a faff going down to my computer and printer. I don't know why. It's just it's just me being a bit lazy maybe. So that's why I can never be bothered to do that. I like traditional stamps. And there's an interview with Paige Evans, and I've actually got some of her stuff in my other haul because it was on sale in Hobbycraft. And then quickly flick through and I'll show you what comes next month, because that's what I always flick to first. It's terrible. I like to see what they're giving away next month. And I do like, oh my word, what am I doing? I really like the fact that they've been doing stamps and the matching dies to go with it, because who doesn't like matching dies to their stamps? And look at coordinating embossing folder. I really don't use my embossing folders very much, but probably should do. I'd love to see other people's work. So if you use embossing folders well, you know, and you don't just put them in a cupboard and forget about them like I do, then yeah, share your inspiration with me. So that one, I subscribe to it, but it's $5.99, it says down here. So that one's actually cheaper. And I guess you get one, well, you get about the same amount of stuff, don't you? I think the magazine's thicker. But those are the two magazines that I subscribe to. And it's amazing how I've managed to talk about two magazines for nearly 10 minutes. So sorry about that. And I will see you again soon.